To write programs in this training, we would need to install a few software in our operating system. So in this video, we will explore what are the software required for this training. Well, we would basically need a compiler and an integrated development environment abbreviated as IDE. Well, as a beginner, these two terms might sound new to you. So let us first explore what is a compiler in the context of C and C++ programming. Now, we all know that a computer understands only binary code, which is expressed using only two digits, either 0 or 1. Now, to write a program, we can use any programming language, such as C or C++. But a computer by default does not understand such programming language, because a computer only understands either 0 or 1, that is binary code. Fine. So before we ask the computer to execute our code and run the program, we need to first convert our program into a format which is understandable by the computer. So here comes compiler into the picture. So basically when you write a program, you give it to a compiler, which in turn converts your program into a format which is understandable by a computer. Nice and simple. So this is the purpose of using a compiler. Now, when you write a program, then that program is generally known as source code. And when you convert such source code into a format which is understandable by a computer, it is known as executable code. Fine, so please note that. So finally, what is a compiler? Well, a compiler is a software which reads source code and converts it into executable code. Quite simple, isn't it? Now, moving on, what is meant by Integrated Development Environment, which is abbreviated as IDE? Well, an IDE is basically a software in which we write our programs. Not only this, using an IDE, you can find errors in your code very easily. And while writing any program, the IDE will instantly show you if the code you're writing is right or wrong, even before you run the program. So an IDE, in very simple words, is basically a software that allows you to write code and test it as well. Fine, so nothing too complex here. Now, moving on, there are a large number of compilers available to compile C and C++ programs. So among those compilers in our training, we are going to use GCC compiler, where GCC stands for GNU Compiler Collection. Well, please don't worry about its full form. It is just a piece of extra information. For now, just remember, we are going to use GCC compiler. Similar to compiler, there are a lot of IDEs available in the market. And among those, for this training, we are going to use Eclipse IDE. Now this entire Eclipse IDE software is built using Java programming language. So if you want to use Eclipse IDE in your computer, then you need to install Java in your operating system. Now please don't get confused about why we are using Java in this training. Well, just because the software Eclipse IDE is built using Java programming language, so in order to run Eclipse, we need to install Java in our system. Fine. So again, please don't get confused regarding this. So this was all about the software requirements. And we are going to install all the required software in the next topic. But for now, based on what you have learned in this topic, up next you will get a quiz to test your understanding of the topic. And you are going to get such a quiz at the end of each topic throughout the training. So I highly recommend you to take this quiz very seriously. Such quizzes will help you to evaluate if you have understood a topic thoroughly or not. So go ahead and take the quiz. All the best.